Now, introducing to you first, fighting out of the red corner from Danger Boxing Club. Give it up for Marcus Stephenson.
Here we go then, Marcus Stephenson making his way to the cage from Danger Boxing Club, Dean. I love that name, Danger Boxing Club. Let's see if he is the danger indeed in that cage tonight, Dean.
Coming out looking nice and confident here, still got his hat on, however, to take that off before he gets in there, posing for the photos. And I love the way it just seems that his psychological ability here in the fight game is up there. He's having fun, he's taking pictures, he's smiling to his corner. You know, he's not letting the kind of the adrenaline dump and the negative self-thought precipitate through and decide if he's going to win or lose before he even steps in there. And that's such a huge thing in the fight game, Mark. Absolutely,
Dean. You've been in there, you're a fighter yourself. As I say, BJJ brown belt, very respected in the fight game. What is it like? How do you kind of control the nerves as you're about to step in the cage like Marcus Stephenson is just about to do?
It's very difficult. I mean, we talk about positive self-talk, and also you kind of have psychological cues. If you think about Johnny Wilkinson, the rugby player, he rubbed his hands together before he kicked the ball. So it's kind of things like that you kind of implement yourself to further bring yourself back down to ground and not get nervous.
And please welcome his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner from Heroes Gym. Give it up for George Jubby.
Again, as I say, we know the fighters from Heroes, usually more times than not, are extremely capable inside this cage. So let's see what George Jubby can do here tonight. Live on pay-per-view, Fight TV, Contenders 23, Mark Keith, Dean Midhat, your guys for the evening. As I say, thanks for choosing to spend your Saturday night with us, because you're going to see some absolute firecracking action here tonight as we get ready for our next fight, 70-kilo boxing action.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome one more time, fighting out of the red corner from Danger Boxing Club. Give it up for Marcus Stephenson. And his opponent, standing across the cage in the blue corner from Heroes Gym. Put your hands together for George Jubby. This boxing contest will be fought over 3 2-minute rounds. Your referee in charge of the action, Mr. Dan Moverheady.
Third fight of the evening then, Marcus Stephenson from the wonderfully named Danger Boxing Club in the red corner, wearing the all black shorts with the white gloves. And then in the other corner, the heavily tattooed George Jubby from the well-known Heroes Gym in the all black shorts and the white gloves. Jubby instantly trying to establish his jab over the shorter, squatter Marcus Stephenson in the early going. Nice right hand there from Jubby. 3 2-minute rounds, 70-kilo boxing action here on Contenders 23. Your referee is Dan Moverheady. Jubby moving around well, looking to pick his shots. I like the composed way in which he started this fight. He's not looking to rush. He knows he's got the height and reach advantage on the Marcus Stephenson. Nice jab there from George Jubby. Nice jab, he's using that, throwing that out like a spear. And then looking to follow up with that right hand. Stephenson struggling so far. Nice high guard, but struggling to kind of make an impact on Jubby thus far. He's walking in right onto these shots of Jubby. He's using his height and reach advantage very well indeed, Dean.
Yeah, sorry, I had a technical issue there, but I'm back. But yeah, I mean, so far we've seen George be able to use his reach to his advantage. He's using the jab beautifully, got an excellent snap at the end of that jab, and he puts the left hook on the end of it beautifully. So he's working there with the jab, steps to the... He's stepping, at the moment in time, he's stepping to the inside here, so he's stepping to the power hand, the right hand of his counterpart in Marcus. So he has to be careful about that. What he wants to do is try and step to his right side, so the outside of the lead foot.
That's a great read, Dean, as you say. The fight game is so tactical, like physical chess, and the angling off and the way that you're turning is all key. Not going in there and just throwing heavy leather, but certainly George Jubby very impressive thus far in the first round as we come to the 10-second warning.
Marcus doing a good job of keeping tight those in those exchanges here. He's got his hands nice and high, just got his head out of the way from that uppercut, however.
That was close, that was very, very close. As you say though, he's got a good high guard, didn't ship too much punishment, but certainly was probably on the worst end of that first round. Jubby boxing very well behind his jab, Dean.
Yeah, George is able to use that technical backing there, which he learns at the Heroes Gym, and we see that consistently from their fighters. They're just able just to piece everything from the game into a fight, which is another thing in itself. You know, you could be excellent on the pads, great on the heavy bag, even good sparring in the gym. Under these big lights, going live on pay-per-view and actually having somebody that's trying to take your head off is a different thing, but George doing a great job of keeping calm under fire.
Yeah, as I say, a lot of times you see guys come in and just kind of go hell for leather, don't you? And literally kind of bounce off each other in the middle of the cage of the ring. But George Jubby was very, very composed there coming in, looking to pick his shots right from the first bell, or the first horn as it is here tonight. And let's see if we can continue more of that in the second round. And Stephenson certainly needs to get Jubby's respect, you'd have to say, in this round. As I say, he's covered up well, but he's not really landed anything that's going to worry Jubby so far, Dean.
Yeah, Marcus got to use that head movement and make George miss and come back with those power shots.
Here we go then, underway for round two. Let's see what Marcus Stephenson can do. Jubby again, nice, getting behind his jab.
Now you can see, look, George for a second stepped back. As soon as the head movement came from Marcus, he didn't know where to place that jab. He didn't want to commit his jab out there and take that hand away from his chin.
Stephenson loosening up here. He's just then he was doing a little bit of showboating with his hands, trying to distract Jubby, give him a different look. Jubby, to his credit, stood back, got back behind his jab. He's boxing very well thus far.
It's very apparent here. Every single time that Marcus moves his head, George has kind of a little bit of a difficulty timing. Oi! Big right hand there to the body from George. That was beautiful. But Marcus needs to use this head work and put the shots in, come over the top there, try and reach the chin. Every time he covers up and kind of stays stagnant in front of his opponent, George is able just to tee off.
I think what George has noticed now is that high guard of Stephenson does leave the body a little bit exposed. He's landed a couple of heavy right hands to the body. You see with that high guard, Dean, there is definitely a gap there for George Jubby to fire a right or left hook to the body. Let's see if that plays out a bit more here in this second round. Stephenson trying to just make a dent on Jubby, get him to respect him a little bit. There he goes, that right hand to the body, followed up with the hook to the head as well. Nice work from George Jubby, Dean.
George did a great job of breaking down that body. What he's trying to do there is bring the arms downward. As you alluded to, the hands are high, protecting his head, which is the correct thing to do. But then the body's exposed here. And again, this is George's technicality. That just the Heroes Gym, just bringing everything to the table here and implementing it perfectly in this boxing fight. Big right hand there, slip through over the top, lands on Marcus.
Would you like to see Marcus try and cut the cage off a little bit more? Sometimes he's guilty maybe of just following George around a little bit, Dean.
He can't stand in front of him and take the shots in. He needs to start thinking about using the head work and moving in. So move the head work, you could say roll out, push forward, left hook, right hand, use combinations to get in. Think about the way Tyson used to fight, shorter, compact sort of guy. He needs to close the distance whilst moving the head, but he needs to put something on the end of that head movement.
So we come to the end of round two here, 1 round left here in this 70 kilos boxing bout here at Contenders 23. Thus far, George Jubby, you'd have to say, has had it all his own way. In that second round, he started to see the cracks in Marcus Stephenson's defence, as we said, with that high guard, landing some very, very heavy shots to the body. And now, of course, the problem is once you start landing those body shots, that starts to drop the guard and the head becomes back in play for the big finishing shot, Dean.
You got to imagine as well, you use your body and lower extremities to help you breathe, the diaphragm's there. So if that's going to get a shock with a heavy punch, disrupts your breathing, which in turn will affect your cardio. So that's another thing that is breaking down the body there of Marcus Stephenson from George.
So you have to ask yourself a question here, Dean. He's 2 rounds down, Marcus Stephenson. Does he just go health leather in this round and just literally come out and just try and pressure Jubby and land some shots? He's got to, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's got to use that head move to get in nice and close, use the uppercuts to come up through the center, left hooks, but not swing it, windmilling in, giving George the ability to move out laterally. He's got to cut him off.
Let's see how this plays out then in round 3. He does come forward. So far, Jubby, and he pins him against the cage for the first time. Nice movement though from Jubby. Nice start to this round there from Stephenson. He just says, damn overhead, he got my way. I want to put my hands on this man.
Yeah, he senses the urgency here that he could potentially... There's the right hand we were talking about. He senses the urgency here that he's got to get after this now and put George away.
Yeah, he landed a nice right hand, probably his best shot of the night so far to Stephenson, but now Jubby returns fire. Stephenson waves him on.
So Marcus can't take too many of those. He's calling George on, but what he needs to start doing is use a lateral movement and pivots there to use that motion to kind of set up the angles to get in closer to George and load those big punches.
What he can't do is just sit at range here because Jubby's got the better reach and the better height, and he's just going to pick him off with that excellent spearing jab. He's either got to be all the way in or all the way out, and what he wants to be at the moment is all the way in, head on the chest and throwing those hooks.
Big body shot. I'd like to see Marcus kind of rotate his body to bring that punch onto his arm and then come up with that left hook as a counter, but he's going to get finished here. He's going to get a count.
Impressive onslaught there from George Jubby, just bringing the count. Oh, and this is it. This fight is over. Impressive finish there. A third in 3 fights, Dean, of the night. Another stoppage, and that was very impressive work from George Jubby.
That's why I said the word finish. I could sense that he was done. You know why? Because he keeled over and spat his mouth guard out. And you could argue sometimes that's a better idea to get more oxygen into your body, but you want to conserve your movement. So I could tell that he was done there. Those body shots ripped into him. And those punches from George, and just the jab. We spoke about the jab before he came out. And that really was a beautiful tool here, collectively with the body shot that really broke Marcus down, and he just didn't have an answer for how to get in and land shots onto George.
It was that body shot, wasn't it? As soon as he saw that was open in the second round, he went to work. And ultimately there, just landed, just took the breath away. And body shots in many ways are worse than headshots, aren't they? Because a headshot you can recover from, you get a bit woozy.
Fighters to the centre of the cage,
once
please.
Your breath's gone, that's it, you're in trouble.
Ladies and gents, give it up for both these guys in the cage. What a great fight. Right, ladies and gentlemen, your winner, fighting out of the blue corner, give it up for George Jubby. Now let's hear it for Marcus Stephenson.
Hotel suite, we be going on the mountain. Holding on the Friday while you looking at me, shout the record, I'm on the